take 4. Alright guys, so we're on day 2 of the JB4 firmware update and JB4 MHD back-end flash. The car drives a lot smoother, a lot better. The initial startup is a lot better. Now I did do the smoothing out on the startup to get rid of the high idle. And I gotta say, that in and of itself is worth it. Because if you have one of these cars modified and tuned, you know that upon startup, it's real high revving, it's real loud. My car particularly can be kind of almost clunky sounding, it's kind of weird. But start up the engine and it's just butter smooth, just holding right at 600 RPMs, just great. I did mess with the throttling input from my upload yesterday. I did state that it felt kind of laggy. Usually on the freeway, when I put my foot down just a little bit, boost kicks in and I can pass people relatively easily. I can hear the turbos. I wasn't getting that after all the updating. So I did mess with that a little bit. I did the MHD throttle adapt, no, the JB4 throttle adapt reset, and then I messed with the throttle settings in the JB4 itself. I believe I set it right in the middle area in the 2000 to 2500 RPM range. Whenever you're in the map settings, you'll see that. That's where I started out at. And I gotta say, that's really helped. It really does drive a lot better in regards to the gas pedal. So anybody who does the updates, has an issue, go ahead and do the throttle pedal readapt and then mess with the JB4 settings. You might fix the problem there. Another couple things is the car is fast. The boost comes in and you can feel it. Normal JB4 is set at like 14.5 PSI. The most I saw when I was running the logging was about 14, maybe peak at 15 PSI. With the back-end flash, I was seeing like 16, 17 PSI. I know it's targeted for like 16, something like that, 16.5. I did have some appointments today, and in between those two, the check engine light came on. Normally the JB4, I had it set to where it wipes the codes or check engine lights as I'm driving, so that way the car doesn't stay in limp mode or anything like that. But it stayed on, so I backed off because I was cruising, you know, BMW style. And shortly thereafter, I had this smell of oil. Now, I did top off my oil today, so I thought maybe that was it. Maybe that had something to do with it. When I was done with my second appointment, I popped the hood and checked it out. Looked around, and one of the hose clamps on the outlets is just, it's still there, but it's completely useless at this point. It's those screw type hose clamps, and it's just completely wide open. So the car still runs, still has a little bit of boost, not much. Check engine light is still on. I'm not driving it hard or anything, but I am up here at Best Buy to get a new SD card for my phone because it keeps saying it's full, even though it shouldn't be. But go home and I'll see about getting a new clamp put on there. I have plenty of clamps. Hopefully one of them will fit, and we'll find out. But alright guys, finishing up the video that I shot yesterday. I got the hose clamp fixed on the outlets. I wasn't able to actually get the hose clamp off and replace it because it's one of those, what's actually called a worm gear clamp, not a screw thing, whatever it is I said in the other video, or earlier I guess in this video. But it's actually a worm gear clamp, and I couldn't get it off because the issue I have, tire sensor, the issue I have is, of course mine's a 5 series and I'm running 3 series turbos. If you watched my install video of that, you'll know that I had some issues with the water pipe coming out of the block fitting with the 3 series outlets. Now, it might have been a smarter idea to try to find a 3 series water pipe for sale and see if that would have mounted to the car. But man, this road sucks. But didn't have the patience for that or the waiting for that. I wanted to get the car done when I was working on it. I was just dead from working on the car. But now that has paid off into a pain in my ass again, because I couldn't get that clamp off because of the tight tolerances there. The outlet and that water pipe are squishing up against each other. So at least I don't really have to worry about that silicone hose coming off altogether. But I couldn't get that front clamp off. I guess whenever I put it on, I'd put it on from underneath the car, and because it was so tight, it was pushing up against it. It took a lot to get the clamp to rotate up where I could get access to it, to re-screw it on, re-clamp it down, whatever, from the top, because I couldn't get to it from the bottom. You literally have to take out the subframe, or at least the down pipes, to get access. What was I saying? But you'd have to take off the subframe, or at least the down pipes, to get access to this one screw to put this worm gear clamp back on. And that's not going to happen. So it took me a while, but I was finally able to get it to rotate a little bit where I could put it back on. Not what I wanted, but you know, it's what I got. I did change out the rear clamp, the Pinnacle outlet that I have on the car. It came with clamps, proper bolt, T-bolt style clamps, or whatever those are. I didn't put them on because I didn't think they'd fit. But I looked at it and I could get the rear one on, so I did go ahead and change that one out from a worm gear to that T-bolt clamp. That way I won't have an issue with that. But got all that squared away. I did change out my sway bar end links. I had purchased some from FCP Euro a long time ago in a kit, in a front suspension kit, and a few years back was when I put those on the car, and they're already shot. So I went and ordered the Mile or Melee, or however it is you pronounce that company's name, the heavy duty ones. I'll throw up a picture on the screen here. Sizable difference between the two. The old ones that I have on the car are definitely shot. The bushings are just completely gone, so I replaced those. But now I have a secondary issue. Like I said, I got that clamp on, but now I have no boost. I did disconnect the boost solenoids to try to make some additional room, and I don't know if maybe one of those hoses has come off during this little drive, because I want zero boost whatsoever. It's like the car doesn't have any turbos at all. It's very strange. I'm gonna have to look at that to see what's going on with it. I was hoping to take this on the quarter mile for the first time ever and do a test on that. That's not gonna happen. For all I know, it's canceled anyways because of the rain. I'll have to look at that. If they're doing it tomorrow, and maybe I can get this problem fixed and get some other things done at the house tomorrow, then I might see about going tomorrow night to the track. But either way, this kind of sucks. Driving around, you know, they built this car to have zero turbo lag and to feel like a big NA V8. And right now I feel like I'm driving an NA car. Not very cool. I'd like to get this fixed, this round of problems taken care of. Enjoying the car and driving it like it's meant to be driven. Not like an asshole, but like, you know, fast, smooth, not douchey. to all you 3 Series guys out there, mainly the 328s. All you guys drive like douchebags for some reason, and I can't figure out why. But hopefully we'll get it all sorted out. Keep you guys updated. Hopefully the phone won't fall again. It's fallen 3 times off of this thing so far on this one trip. Don't worry guys, I've edited all that out. But we'll see what happens with it. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.